back. We have our one box back from the shop, and they went ahead and were able to repair the DOCs. As you can see, the DOCs are now pushed back into the correct places. They're secure, they're cleaned out. Fantastic. So now we're going to go ahead and install our filters and go from there. This is the clamp or the exhaust clamps that you're going to need when you install your DPFs, okay? You're going to need two of them, obviously, because you have two DPFs. Your exhaust clamp, that is your kit number, okay? Now you're going to have your flat clamp with the gasket that's already built into it, and your other little smaller gasket, almost looks like an O-ring, okay? And that's going to help create the seal for the DOCs. Now you can't use the old ones, and I'll show you why in a second. What is included in your exhaust clamp kit, okay? This flat clamp, brand new. As you can see, this is the gasket that comes with it, okay? Now they don't sell just this little piece here. They sell you the complete thing, which is the flat clamp built in with this gasket, okay? So when you install it, I'm gonna try and show you as best I can how to install it. This will create the seal between the DPF outlet and the actual box itself. See, this is going to get installed like that. Okay, now the position of this, I'll show you again once we get there. This is very important, okay, the position of this, because if you leave it too high, the heat shield won't let it sit properly. If it's too low, it'll butt up against the other one. So anyway, there's a little finesse to it, and then this one itself comes in the kit, okay? The other clamp, the V clamp that goes around it, that is reusable. So just to give you a heads up on what's included with it. And again, you're going to need two of those. Okay guys, and these are the serial numbers to the DPFs. You're gonna want to write those down, okay? Because other than that, once you cover this up, you won't be able to see it or have easy access to it. So that 1244 number, that's the number that you need to write down. That's the serial number to your DPF. Same thing there, 124, write all that down, take a picture, whatever is easier for you, okay? Because again, you're gonna need to input that into your MCM when you're doing your reset. So I'm gonna get started on installing these, and again, I'm gonna show you as much as I can, again, while I'm recording and while I'm trying to work, so stay posted. First DPF filter installed, and again, you can reuse this clamp, but that kit that I showed you earlier has the gasket or that seal that sits inside. This is your new clamp. Before you actually start tightening this down, okay, try to get this as flat, even, and parallel as possible, okay? It's not gonna be perfect because again, this is heat. Well, the metal will expand and the heat makes it kind of change its original shape. So obviously when it's brand new, you don't have the issue. So again, what you're gonna wanna do is get this as flat and even as possible, okay? Once you do that, then you can actually shift this clamp over, tighten it down, but remember, you have your heat shield that sits here, okay? I don't know if you can see that there. The shield obviously is not in, but that clamp can't be up here because obviously how are you gonna put your shield back on? So keep that in mind before you actually tighten everything down. And again, this is a one and done here. That clamp, you're gonna need to set that at a point where you can install the other clamp, okay? So they kind of have to work together. So before you take it apart, just kind of make note or take note how they sit with each other again. So once you install one, the other one is going to get installed right around here. And again, the idea is just so they don't go above this, okay? Again, make sure you're running about as parallel and even as possible. Then you're going to take this clamp, shift it over, tighten it down. I do believe that it is torqued. It's only about 20, maybe 30 foot-pounds. I'll have to double check the book on that. And so I hope that helps you guys out. As you can see, this is why you want to write down the filter number, because typically once you install this other filter, it's going to be pretty hard to find that serial number. So write it down, take a photo of it. And again, this is just showing you the filter itself before it gets installed and now that it's installed. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try and shoot some video as I'm moving along, and we'll go from there. I'm just going to show you with this one DPF what we're doing and what we're getting installed. We'll get the other one going. We'll put all this shit back together, get it back in the truck, and then do a clean regen. If we're successful, then we know this is a good box, this was a good job. Which I know everything will be fine, but again, you won't know until the end, until you start the truck and verify everything. So this clamp, again, all you do is you shift it over. Again, try and keep it as even as possible. Okay, if you can see that there. Again, just want to keep it below where the heat shield goes, so you still have room to install the other clamp, okay, the other side of it, and it's not going to affect the shield that goes over. So you can still handle your business down there. tighten it up, get the other one installed, and you're ready to go. Again, these are one and done, so the dealer does not sell you the inside of this, what's underneath this clamp. So you have to buy a new one. That's pretty much all I can tell you about that. So again, we're gonna tighten this down, we're gonna torque it, we're gonna torque that down, get the other filter going, and we'll be all set. Installed. Okay, you hook everything up literally the way you removed it. Nothing fantastic, nothing that difficult. But just to give you a general idea of what you're gonna have to do, okay, when you're installing this. So I'm gonna make sure everything is tight and secure. Obviously our needs to be connected, our little def supply. Okay, that's gonna go right in there, screw it in there, easy peasy, done and done. Okay guys, and we are back. So right now we have our one box installed. We are launching our software and we need to go in, sorry for the air or the low air buzzer, but once I start it up, obviously that'll go away. But for now, check this out. This is what you need to do is go into your software. You need to go to your DPF ash accumulator. Okay, you're gonna input those serial numbers that I told you about. Write them down, take a photo. Once you do that, you're gonna go to your software, click on set, you're gonna click on yes, and it will automatically begin to reset your DPF ash accumulator, okay? That's it, that's how simple that is. Once it's done, it will tell you whether it was a successful save or not. Okay, so again, once it is a successful save, automatically you're gonna see something like this, okay? It'll tell you what the volume is at 0. And it will tell you down here, the procedure completed successfully. Once you're done, that's it. There's nothing more you need to do as far as resetting goes. Okay guys, welcome back. So now that we have our one box installed, we've reset our DPF ash accumulator. And right now our temperature is at almost 150. So we're gonna start doing a regen. And the reason we need to do a regen, okay, is obviously to verify a couple things. We wanna make sure, number one, that we have a good one box, that we have good regen. Obviously our regen is doing, is going through successfully. And obviously the most important thing that kind of caused this entire thing, or this entire issue with the NOx efficiency, is to make sure that we have proper NOx efficiency. Okay, right now it hasn't started, so it's still showing me the old numbers. So right now I'm just warming up the truck. Like I said, I'm almost at 150. So once I get to about 150 coolant temp, then I'm gonna go ahead and start the regen. Kind of a very important note here, about a quarter tank. Typically have your customers or you yourself have at least half a tank of fuel or more. Okay, the main reason for that is you don't want to run out of fuel when you're doing a regen. You don't want your injectors to start acting up. So anyway, I'm gonna start doing a regen shortly and I'll keep you guys posted as we go along through this regen process. Again, we're right about 150. Now for some reason I have a checked engine light, but I don't have any fault codes here and I don't have any fault codes. Easy as always, go to your service routines. You're gonna go down here to your start. But again, it might ask you to do a little sequence, which again, as always, is clutch, brake, release. Again, keep your foot on the brake. Don't let that shit go. Wait a little bit, okay? You're gonna go ahead and pull your brake back out, take your foot off the brake, and then you're gonna go ahead and start doing the regen. It's gonna ask you yes or no. Obviously just hit yes. It's more of a disclosure. So we're gonna go ahead and do the regen. I will keep you guys posted. We're at about 145, which is fine. It's gonna warm up anyway. So I'm gonna start listening and observing and seeing what's going on, and I'll keep you guys posted. Just a quick note, when you're doing a regen on some of these newer trucks, you notice that it will start to tremble. Completely normal. Again, as I mentioned that in my other videos, that is because the Jake brakes will start to activate because it needs to generate heat, okay? Again, generate heat, so completely normal. So anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. Let's see what's going on. And also, don't forget, set a timer. It's about 30 to 40 minutes for a regen. So this way you know if it's too short, something's wrong. If it's too long, obviously something's wrong. Okay, so we're just starting the regen. Again, it's still warming up, but I wanted to show you something. When we first started doing the regen on part 1 of this video, again, the DOC inlet pressure was at 1 point something, okay? Right now, we're currently at 0.2, so that's obviously a very good number. Low DOC pressure typically means the face is not plugged, which is great. I like that. And our temperatures will slowly start to rise. Again, it still has to get warm. We're only at about 160 when it comes to our coolant temp. Once we get warmer, right here where you see pending, okay, again, pending engagement or thermal engagement, it's not hot enough. Okay, once it starts to get hot enough, then your doser will start to work and everything will start working as it should. I'll keep you guys posted. Again, I'll try and make this simple and yet to the point. Okay guys, so we are about 5 minutes into this regen. As you can see, our fuel doser is starting to work. Our temperatures are rising, our DOC in, out, and our DPF obviously will start to follow, as I told you guys before. Our pressures are good, 0.5, typically 0.5, 0.6, 0.8 is where it's usually at. Anything higher than that, again, that means we may have a plug situation. And in my other video, I showed you guys where you can do a 4-hour regen, and that is kind of a Hail Mary where it'll hopefully burn up all the shit in front of it and let a nice regen go through, okay? But if your pressures are too high, you have to kind of do a couple things before you just assume that a 4-hour or 4.5 hour regen will work. So as of now, our temperatures are good. I will keep you guys posted. I'm going to go over to the SCR side. I don't know if it's necessarily converting NOx yet. It might be too soon to look at that. That usually happens a little bit later down the road. But anyway, I will keep you guys. So we are about 35 minutes into a regen. And these are our temperatures right now. So the DOC in is at 633, out, DOC out is at 1100, and then the DPF out is at almost 1100 as well. Yes, those are real temperatures. This shit gets very hot. So a lot of times customers ask me, hey, why does this take so long? If I do a regen and if it's successful, fantastic, you're in and out pretty, almost the same day. If it requires me to do a regen and then start touching the one box, look at the temperatures. There's no way you can put your hands on that shit. It's just too hot. Okay, so just to give you an idea of, yes, how hot it actually gets, that's it right there, okay? Our pressure is pretty good. It's at 0.7. I told you again, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 is roughly where it should be. Okay, so again, I wanted to keep you guys informed as to what's going on. We're about almost 35 minutes in. So the regen is done. You can hear the motor will start to sound different. Your temperatures will drop. Our efficiency, check that out, 80%, so that's pretty damn good. Anything 70% or higher is where it needs to be. And again, we're at 81, almost 82%. So this is definitely a successful one box replacement. Now, I hope you guys don't ever have to replace the one box because it gets very expensive. So anyway, as of now, we're doing good, okay? Let the truck cool off, let it ramp down on its own. You don't need to force anything. You don't have to try and cool it off. Just let it do its thing. I need to figure out why I'm getting this little check engine light. Okay, as you can see, check engine here, but I don't have anything that's going to tell me why I have a check engine. So it might just be a software issue on the truck. I don't know, but this does need a software update. Okay, that's all. Okay, that's also very important. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. You need to do a software update on your MCM, which is your engine computer, your ACM, which is your after treatment, and your CPC, which is the cab side, the Freightliner side, okay? Every now and then, the manufacturers come out with updates, just like your cell phones and your computer, so it is very important. Updates help out a lot. They are not cheap, but at the same time, they are worth it. So again, you're looking at typically a software update is about $750 from the dealer. It's typically a dealer-only type situation. So I recommend them. I really can't stress it enough. I've had a few that come through and they've had one box issues. So we take care of the one box, do an update, solves the problem. So a lot of you guys that do idles, you guys have your AC on and stuff like that, or a lot of short distances, do an update. It will make a world of difference. So again, as you can see, look, the temperatures are dropping 460, 622, and the last one is 1,000. So just let it cool off on its own. There's no real rush here, okay? Obviously, all these numbers will start to drop, but I mean, efficiency's there. Everything looks good. I'm happy with everything the way it turned out. Our actual DPF zone is 0, which is where we need to be. And as of now, everything looks good. Looks like we are successful. So, as always, if you have any questions, hit me up. Let me know if there's something you like. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. If something you don't like, let me know why. Okay. I mean, maybe there's something you're not seeing. Maybe I'm not showing. But either way, that's kind of what my channel is about, to show you guys, hey, there's ways to fix this shit, and that's really what we're trying to do here. So, as always, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.